Congratulations, Crystal, on your induction into the CCAA Hall of Fame. You had an outstanding career at St. Thomas with multiple ACAA MVPs and championship banners. And as a current member of the St. Thomas Sports Hall of Fame, we're super proud that you're now going into the CCAA Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
I'm Amy McKinnon, and I played volleyball at St. Thomas University from 1999 until 2003, and then as an assistant from 2003 until 2012. Crystal Cernivz and I were teammates for 3 years, and then in Crystal's fourth year, it was my first year as an assistant. Crystal was an integral part in Stu's volleyball success and putting the program on the map. In her first season, Crystal was named Rookie of the Year and helped lead her team to the first ACAA title for St. Thomas. For the next 3 seasons, Crystal was named League MVP. She was the first player in ACAA history to be named MVP 3 times, and it has not been repeated by a player since. I consider myself to have been very lucky to have her as a teammate. She led our team with her strong work ethic and her quiet confidence. One of my favorite memories was playing with Crystal was in my 3rd season, and we were down in St. Anne University playing against their team on their home court for the ACAA championship. We were trying to repeat as champions. We ended up down in that match, and our coach took a timeout, and all of us, more senior players were on the sidelines. We looked at each other, and we knew we weren't leaving the banner in St. Anne, and we didn't. Crystal and I have remained good friends over the years. She's a wonderful mother, wife, and friend.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to start off by giving a little bit of background about what I'm currently doing at this point in my life. Currently, I'm a wife, a mother, and a teacher. I spend my days in front of 17 sweet but brutally honest kindergarten students. So you would think that I wouldn't be nervous right now standing in front of a group of adults, but it's 2 completely different things, so I'm trying not to shake too bad. I was telling my littles that I'd be going away for a couple days, and they'd have a guest teacher, and letting them know what I was doing. I was coming forward in a word, and I talked about how I needed to give a speech. And I was having a hard time figuring out what it was I wanted to say. So I asked them, what should Mrs. Cernivz say in a speech? And little minds, they often have really good ideas when grown-ups decide to actually listen to what they have to say. So they did not disappoint, and I'm just going to go through some of their ideas that they had. Idea number 1, they told me I should review the speaking and listening expectations for when someone is talking. So they said remind them what the room should look like, what it should sound like, and what it should feel like. And I said, well, guys, these are all grown-ups, and I'm pretty sure they need to know this. But they insisted that I should tell you, but I'll spare you. Okay? Idea number 2, they wanted me to tell you guys how I started playing volleyball. When I was in grade 6, I was determined that I was not going to play any sports. I was going to be a cheerleader. And my sister was actually the one who was playing volleyball, so my mom and dad would take me to the volleyball games. And one day, I was playing volleyball on the sidelines, and the coach kind of just looked at me and said, from now on, you're playing. And I wasn't sold on the idea, but my mom was, and we all know mothers know best. So the next game, I was in a uniform on the court. I fell in love with the game, never looked back, and never thought about cheerleading again. So that was a plus. Their second idea was to tell them a story of a time from when I played volleyball. And there's lots of stories that I could share with you about my time on the court. So many it was really hard to narrow it down just to one. Some that aren't shareable in front of an audience. But I think way back in 2001, during my first championship finals, we were playing against the University de St. Anne, and they were the only team that season we had ever lost to. So some of the more senior players on the team, they'd never really beat that team before, and of course, they were in their heads. And we ended up quickly dropping the first 2 sets. And we were down in the third. And those who don't know me, I am very competitive, and I don't like to lose. And I just remember saying to them, like, we are not going home. We are not leaving without this banner. And as a middle hitter and blocker, you normally don't play the back row. You get libroed out. But I made a dig that out of nowhere I probably wouldn't be able to make again if I tried. And that was just kind of like the TSN turning point. The game turned around, and then from then on out, everything, we were just on fire. There wasn't a block we didn't it was just, everything just went so well. And we ended up winning a nail-biter of the fifth set. And that win made me hungry for more and determined to bring home the banner every season. And we actually didn't lose a match for the rest of my career. So we went undefeated for the rest of my volleyball career at St. Thomas, which continued after I left. Idea 3, they told me, use big words to sound smart. So, bear with me, I had to Google it, how to pronounce it. So Merv Dunphy, who's a volleyball coach, famous one in the United States, said, volleyball is one of the most interactive games going. It is a game of intuition, imagination, improvisation, but most of all, reciprocity of teamwork. Reciprocity, that was a big word. There is no freelance in volleyball, and this quote really resonates with me because I was fortunate enough to be a member of a team of equally athletic, equally determined, and equally intense players. Each player I played with could be standing here tonight without Teresa Moore-Carr making huge digs in the back row, Amy Welch-McKinnon making quality sets, Elizabeth Gilbert and Madonna White setting blocks, and these are just a few of the team members. I wouldn't have been able to make the blocks and get the kills that I did. Without my talented teammates and coaches, we wouldn't have brought home the banners and had the undefeated seasons. So all these accomplishments that we had as a team. And idea number 4, which was their final idea, was to say thank you and that you love them for giving you the award. So, thank you. Thank you to Mike Eagles and everyone involved in nominating me, and thank you to the CCAA Hall of Fame committee members for selecting me to be inducted. Thank you to all my former coaches, Teresa Chase, Tom Casey, Al McGarvey, Leonard Brewer, Virgil Graham, Peter Lagasse, who saw some potential and helped develop my skills and the love of the game. Thank you, Dan McMorrin, who taught me how to bring out my inner banshee on the court. Thank you to Ed Welch, who helped me grow as a player and as a human, who knew exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to say it to get the results he needed out of his players. Thank you to my teammates, who have become lifelong friends. Thank you to my mother and father, who drove me to every game, tournament, and tryout growing up, no matter the distance. To my father for being the loudest in the crowd, and for my mother, who during intense games knew when to tell my father to be quiet, go for a walk, and calm down. Thank you for believing me and pushing me to continue, even when I felt like quitting. Thank you to my husband and my daughter for being here, supporting me tonight and always. Anna, my little girl, I see our passion, my husband's an athlete too, equally as competitive as I am. We don't play games at home, even card games, because they don't end well. But Anna, I see our passion and love of sports in you. As we watch you practice your gymnastic skills from the moment your feet hit the floor until we tuck you in at night, I know you will do great things. And hopefully, Chad, when it comes to competitions that are close, you will know when to tell me to be quiet go for a walk, and calm down. Thank you.